What's up, YouTube? We're back with another episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? Today, I think I found a really cool place for you. It's an old abandoned home. I'm not sure how long it's been abandoned. We'll try to figure that out when we're inside. But there's a nice big surprise on the property that I think is the coolest part of this explore. And I can't wait to show you guys this. Before we get started, I just want to remind you, if you guys haven't subscribed to this channel, to please subscribe to this channel. Every subscriber counts. We want to keep growing this thing. I want to try to get to 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers as my next goal. So if you could please hit that button, it would really help me grow the channel. And I also wanted to thank Glennis Hanlon for her latest Ko-fi donations towards the channel. Thank you, Glennis. I really appreciate that. And if any of you would like to donate towards the channel, there is a link on the banner, and there is a link in the description of the video as well. If you would like to do that, it's there. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's there if you only want to. There is no obligation to do so. Anyways, we're here today to check out this place right behind me there. I think this one's going to be really cool. So let's take a closer look and see what's going on. Okay, guys, we're going to start this one on the front of the property here. I think I'll take a look around outside to see what we got. We'll go inside and I'll show you the big surprise last. But as you can see, we're in a quiet little area, very remote location. There is actually some redevelopment going on out there. And I'm sure it's going to take over this area as well. But if you look around, this property is pretty overgrown. It's pretty isolated, and it's on its own. There's a few other places on the street that are abandoned as well, but I think this one's the coolest, so we're going to focus on this one. So you come into the property, and it's very big here. I mean, you have a tire there. You got a massive tree that someone cut down. I mean, this was cut down a long time ago. This is not freshly done. They've even burned the inside of the stump, probably to kill the tree. But this is a very old, very large tree. Now over there is where the surprise is. We'll go there last. There's a garage there. And there's the house over here. And this is where our focus is going to be today. Let me just show you this place a little bit before we go in. So this is an older home. I believe this home is probably a mid-century home. I would believe it's probably from around the 1950s, maybe 1960s. You know, it's got the white exterior. I believe they painted over the brick, but the brick could be white as well. Can you guys even see that? No, you cannot. There's too much shadow here. But you can see it on the front side. That's the brick I was trying to show you from the side there. And look at the size of that weed there in the middle there. That weed's about 9-10 feet tall. This is the front porch, which is kind of interesting. It's got a nice walkway out. At least you know it's not going to collapse with all that concrete. This takes you up to the little patio by the front door. And of course, they had lattice there, kind of fence it off a little bit and tidy things up. But this is a very nice south-facing view that back in the day when everything was maintained, this would have been beautiful. There's that weed again. Now it's about up to my shoulder. All right, let's go inside and see what's going on. All right, so let's see what we got inside here. Right away, we got an interesting little foyer to the house. And yes, this is like a foyer entrance, not a lobby like I've incorrectly said in other videos. Thanks to Kevin for laughing at me about that. I will never make that mistake again. Yeah, they probably walled this off as a renovation at some point. I don't see this being original to the house, but it's cool. It's a little lobbyway. Foyer with a very old school light hanging in there. It's got a bit of a modern door. I'd say that's an 80s or a 90s door with the window at the top there. It's a metal door. But the original storm door and the glass, I bet you that's original to the house. So that's a cool little entrance way to the house. And then you turn around inside. You've got the family room, I guess, or the living room space. It's got a beautiful, huge south-facing window. And they've got one of these things here hiding the curtains, which is very cool too. You don't see that in very many homes, so I like to point those out when I see them. Another cool feature, it's got nice crown moldings going all the way around the ceiling. That's what I like to see. I think crown molding is just really nice. Really classes up a place. That's an 80s light up there, by the way. So over here, this looks like this would have been the dining area. You get broken glass on the floor, a couple rocks, so you know how somebody originally got here. And over there, you got a turd. I think that's a turd. That might be leaves, actually. Anyway, it's got distracted there. You got broken glass because somebody obviously broke in here at some point. But yeah, this would have been the dining space of the house if you had guests over, maybe just every day. Who knows? It's not a very big house, so they probably did use it every day. So that would mean in here, you got a kitchen. It's a small kitchen, so yeah, more than likely people probably eat in this dining space here. I'll just show you the room from this side. It's kind of large going out to the window. Like I said, the window's huge. It lets in a lot of light. And that's towards the front door. And they got a nice window on the side here. They got a thermometer outside. It currently says it's about 26 degrees. And that's correct. It's a warm July day. It's a great day for exploring. So the kitchen, it's got some interesting linoleum floors. I wouldn't be surprised if those are from the early 90s. They look more like 90s than 80s to me. There's a sign there saying the house is winterized and the water's off. So this was probably a rental unit at some point in time. There's nothing left in the cupboards. It's a very small, modest kitchen. That's a nice little cabinet somebody left behind. It's a little nicer than the actual cabinetry of the kitchen. There's nothing in it. It's got a display case there. It's got a key holder on the side, so that's kind of cool. We won't be looking in the fridge today because it's face down. But as you can see, the kitchen's pretty dated looking. This is probably original to the house. Not much to see. House has nice hardwood floors. They also have the look of something you would have seen in the 50s or 60s. There's the front hall closet. Decent sized closet. And that's like a 50s or 60s door. That's something you would have seen in that era home, for sure. They had an alarm here too at some point. So we'll take a look at this isn't the kitchen here. This is the walkway down to the basement. But this is the kitchen from the other side. And you can see the fridge has been laying down for a while, but there's a good dust mark on the top that no one cleaned for God knows how many years. Even that light is probably original to the house. My grandmother has a 60s home. That light reminds me of her home. And so do the doors and the floors. So in here, looks like we got one of the bedrooms. It's a pretty decent looking fan they left behind. It's not really curving or anything yet, so it makes me wonder how long this place has actually been abandoned. There's not too much water damage or anything going on. Interestingly, it looks like they did have carpet, at least at one point in time, probably the most recent time someone lived here. So these beautiful floors were covered over. That's funny, they just plastered over the vent hole in the floor. So these windows are not original to the home for sure. But they did it right, and when they put new windows in, they got nice big windows. This room's got a decent sized closet for a small room. I like that handle. All the handles are original for sure. I don't know why that one's black, but it looks cool. So let's continue down this hall. Look at those interesting lights. Those are definitely original to the home. Those look like something you'd see in a kitchen. And they've got a pull down access to the attic. We won't be going up there. I don't trust that. Whoa. So over here we got the bathroom. It's been trashed and turned around. It's got a laminate floor, but you don't see much of it. The toilet's upside down. There's a hole to the basement there. So we won't go in any further because I'm not sure how this flooring is, but You can see the tile and everything might be original to the home by the color scheme. Actually, it looks like they've covered over this. They probably had an insert shower on top of this, so that most likely is the original tile of the house. And what you're seeing there is the glue from when they had a shower insert placed over top of it. That would make sense. And again, nice medicine cabinet. The water is turned off. Do not use toilet. Nothing left behind. And that must be original tile on the wall because you have a 60s type era soap and toothbrush holder. And you've got an angled sink in the corner. That's this is very interesting. It's a tight space, and they did what they could. I kind of like it. It's cool. All right, let's go down this way. So at some point, someone was looking out for rats or mice here. I'm sure those days are long past. So we'll check out this room first. Another spare room. Of course, they've redone the window in here as well. They've got an ant trap there, so they had an ant problem at some time. Interestingly enough, they moved the bed here and also plastered over the hole. I don't think plaster is the right choice, really. What a view of outside. I mean, everything's grown over and this place looks like it's sitting in a jungle, but that's kind of pretty. As much as it would drive me nuts, that is kind of cool. They have decent blinds here. The curtains are gone. And of course, we've got a fan here. This fan is filthy. Look at the dust buildup on this thing. It was never cleaned. Nice floors in here. Generic looking 60s type baseboards. Even the closet's got hardwood again. This is the smallest closet we've seen so far. This wouldn't hold very much of my wardrobe. But you can see by the elevated baseboards and the round board there that the room was carpeted most recently again. Just like the one across the hall here, which still has the carpet left. That's a cool original door. Ooh, that's an interesting color carpet. I don't have my glasses today, but I think this is green. And there's a hole to the washroom. Look at that outlet cover. That's pretty old. That's probably 80s though. Yeah, somebody gutted all the piping. And there it is. There's the insert shower that I was telling you guys about in the washroom. Someone ripped it out to get to the piping. This is the master, I would say. Based on the walk-in closet that's very modestly sized. And there's another attic entrance there. That's a cool looking old light switch. All right. Let's go see what's going on downstairs. Linoleum again. This is probably a little bit more recent. This door is boarded shut. We'll go around and check that out from the back. There's another alarm. So this was obviously another entrance to the house at one point. And this is the basement. And it's got that oil kerosene smell. That's interesting. Wonder why they have these shrink wrap rolls. The old washers left behind. We got some faux stone on the wall here. Is this like wallpaper or what is this? No, it's like linoleum or like some kind of a board they put up. Interesting. Over here, I don't know what this is. They've got an air freshener sitting on it. Some kind of a stool or something. Maybe it's out of a sauna. I mean, the whole basement's got this faux stone linoleum, so that's interesting. It's kind of looks like a dungeon. The dungeon of peace. What do you guys think? What's going on down here? There's the oil tank that I can smell. So at some point they probably had these shutters going across to hide this. They've got the manuals and everything still here. Furnace looks fairly new. They've got some steel studs behind this wall, so this wall is probably more modern too. You can see though, somebody got at the furnace for something. It's interesting. And there's some more steel studding here. Oh, I didn't even notice this. Now it all makes sense. Okay, so yeah, here's a look at the back of the furnace. Okay, and then we got some piping for the water there. All right, well, this is cool. I like this. Let's show you guys what I just saw as I'm walking in. I don't think you guys saw it when I came down, but now this bench makes sense because we got a hot tub down here. How did I not see that? Look at that. That's wild. Can you imagine having this in your basement? They got nice cedar woodwork all around it. The lattice I noticed coming down the stairs, but I didn't think anything of it. But look at this thing. This is crazy. If I had a hot tub in my basement, I'd be down here every day, especially after an explore. Woodwork is amazing. Wow, that's cool. That's really cool. And that explains why they have all this stonework, I guess. It was kind of like a man cave. And it probably also helped cut down on any mold issues. Oh, you know what? I didn't even notice this bench the first time. I noticed the one over there. So there's this one and that one. But what they are is they cover that up and there's steps to get into the hot tub. That's wild. So then in here, yeah, this is just like this was the water treatment room where they probably soften the water. It's a fairly modern front load washing machine. So I would say that's mid 2000s. So this house was probably abandoned, you know, anywhere from 5 to 10 years ago. I mean, it doesn't look too damaged from time. So I'm thinking more recently. This is probably just a closet space. Again, they finished it off with that stone. We got kind of a moldy door here. What do we got in this room? Oh, okay, so then this is the basement hangout room. Oh, wow, that's cool. Yeah. So they got some of that old school cheap wall boarding that I talk about. I don't really like this stuff. But what I do like is this brick. This brickwork and this original fireplace are cool. And then they put this stove insert in, which is really wild. And they've got the timber, well, the faux timber going across the ceiling, the beams. They're not real beams, but they look cool, especially when they're not pulled apart. And over here in the corner, they've got all the electrical hidden. Yeah, this is a cool little room. The basement's actually a nice surprise down here. That's a pretty old school light. So this room was done a little while ago, I think, too. Probably 80s. But nonetheless, cool little hangout. I would love to come down here, do editing on my computer in that corner there, have the game on behind me, and when I'm done, leave this room through this wonderfully rounded door, by the way, and go over to this hot tub and chill out. All right, I guess we'll go check out outside now. Okay, let's work our way over to that garage we saw. Beautiful day out. I'm gonna go around back here and show you guys what I saw. Yeah, at some point they must have had like a hangout porch type thing here. This looked like this had some kind of lattice or something up on it at one point, kind of separating the yard. You can see it's got a nice little patio area here. There's one of those water testing things, so you know they've been doing the ground sampling for a while. So this was the other room here that we saw from the kitchen, I believe it was. Yeah. Oh, this is from the entrance to the basement. So this is like a little shed on the side of the house. Probably a modern add-on. It's pretty cool. Cool little spot to store some of your stuff for the gardens and whatever. And it's an entrance to the house as well. As you can see, there's the original wall and door. All right, let's work our way over to this garage. Right in front of me, that's the interesting building we're going to do last. You guys are really going to like that one. So that's the one we'll check out last. Looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? Any guesses while we're watching the premiere what you guys think it might be? John, Tommy, Kimmy, any of you guys know? So an interesting looking garage here with a shingle type brick on the side. Looks like brick, but it's shingle covering. This road goes all the way up there. I believe it's also a field access. Security cameras in use. I don't know about that. Oh, wow. That's interesting. It's a big garage. Wow, that's very cool. They got lights on the walls here. This kind of looks like it could have been a body shop or something. There's no garage entrance though. But those lights on the wall, you usually see lights that are angled like that on the wall in places where they're working with paint and stuff. Yeah, there you go. You got Interact payment stuff there. Something for auto mechanic here. So this is a mechanic shop. It's even got the hours in the windows. That's interesting. Little bathroom, or what was a bathroom there. But yeah, this is formerly a mechanic shop. I bet you they did restoration work, because this place is definitely lit up. Even the lights there, they got panels everywhere that are angled. It's definitely a place this home was doing body work. So up here would have been storage. What an interesting place this ended up being. Yeah, I don't want to walk up here. There's just a shelf up here. Ventilation. You got electrical panel or a foam panel. Actually, that's an alarm panel over there. Well, that's crazy, guys. So we've stumbled across some kind of mechanic shop again. I would assume, I mean, they could have done mechanical too, but I assume there's also some body work going on here. Just because of that lighting. And this just goes outside, right? Yes, it does. Storage outside. Well, that's nuts. That's cool. Place is disintegrating. It looks in rough shape, so I would assume it's been many years since anybody's been here. Okay, so let's go over to this spot here. This is the surprise. The really cool part. And I was here once before, that's how I know this. I had to come back to show you guys. So in here, look at this. We got a massive indoor swimming pool, guys. I mean, it's massive in here. The scope of this is crazy. It's a fairly low profile hangar. It's probably about 15 feet above ground at the center point there. But the pool, I bet you this pool is probably 15 to 20 feet deep. Probably 15 at least. It's way down there. That water is filthy. It's full of debris and God knows what else. But yeah, this is a very cool room. Very cool find. It might have been a commercial pool. You even have push signs on that door there. So the diving board's gone, long gone. But the diving board would have been here, and you would have jumped down into this deep cavernous pool. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. There's even moss in here. Like, it's been some time. Somebody broke the window, unfortunately. but it's very overgrown around it outside. The windows are very commercial looking and they look pretty old. I would imagine that these windows are probably from the 60s or 70s. Just look at that. So you work in your mechanic shop in this remote place in the middle of nowhere. After a long, hard day, you come swim in this gigantic pool. What we got over here? Got some pool stuff. So in here, it's like a mechanical room. You've got, you know, pipes for the skimmers. You've got oil for some reason, probably for the oil tank here. I don't know what it's for. I'm sure somebody will tell me. And over here, I guess this would have been a changing area at some point. That light's very rusty. Look at those beams though, they're pretty heavy duty. Very cool, I love this room. I love this find. I thought this made this place worth showing it to you guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Because I really did enjoy bringing it to you. This must have been a change room. Yeah, with that frosted window and door. Definitely a change room. But yeah, guys, I really enjoyed bringing this one to you, so please make sure you hit that like button and leave a comment afterwards, and if you haven't, subscribe to the video because it's very important for the channel. All right, everybody, that's going to wrap it up for this Explore. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I thought this was a really cool one, and I was really looking forward to showing it to you, especially after I discovered this room. This here alone, this was worth doing the video, I think. So I hope you guys agree with me. And if you did, please make sure you hit that like button, and of course, leave a comment after the video. And if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button there. Check out last week's video. Check out the random video up there, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.